Hello and welcome to tonight's cooking class. Today we're talking about winter wellness. I have two really great recipes to share with you that I love because they're good immune boosters, which I try and pack the family with at this time of year, especially so we can try and beat some germs. Um, so what I'll do is I'm going to share the recipes with you. If you have questions along the way, I'd really love it if you put them in the chat, and I'll try and answer there. But at the end, when I stop the recording, because this is also going on YouTube, so just for everyone's privacy, at the end when I stop the recording, feel free to come off mute and ask away, and we can have a conversation and chat and whatever. I can stay on as long as you need me at the end to answer any other Thermomix questions along the way. But today we are using the Thermomix TM6, and but these recipes work in any model. And just in the interest of time, I have pre-recorded these videos so that I could make it quick for you guys tonight without the waiting around cooking time. So I am just going to start with a share screen of one of our favorite recipes, which is it's the chicken noodle soup from Quirky Cooking. It is a delicious recipe and can be varied to suit your needs. So I wanted to share this recipe, and tomorrow, that's the other thing, I'll email you all the recording, so if anyone wants to catch up, but I'll also email you the links to the recipes as well so that you can recreate. Okay, here we go. Hey, I wanted to show you how to make this chicken lemon coconut soup. It is an original recipe from Quirky Cooking, but I do vary it a little bit to add noodles. I think that's the only variation. It's a great recipe. Let me know if you would like the link, but it's very easy. So it's got some really great ingredients in it. So the first thing we're putting in is some ginger. And so ginger is really good at this time of the year, or through winter. I don't know when you're watching, but really good for, I think it's good for all year because the taste is delicious and it's got some really good health benefits. It helps fight germs, it's antibacterial, it's good for nausea, soothes sore muscles, it's good for lowering blood sugar and cholesterol, it's got antioxidants, it helps prevent stress, it relieves indigestion and anti-aging. So ginger is really good. So we're putting a nice big chunk of that. We're also putting in fresh turmeric. If you don't have fresh turmeric, you can use the powdered turmeric, but fresh is always best. The active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin. It's anti-inflammatory. It's good for your gut health, digestive system. Good for mental health conditions. It's good for your skin. It's a detox, and it's got antioxidants. It's also good for hormonal health. So turmeric's really good to add in. And we're putting in a chili and garlic and also I've got shallots. The recipe says spring onions, and I had shallots. So that's what I'm putting in instead, which is totally fine. So we chop all that up on speed 7 for 5 seconds. Chop, 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 chop. And then we're going to set aside half and keep the other half in there while the soup cooks. The other half we'll put in back in the end. So it's really good to get half of that in with all the flavor into the broth, but it's also good to keep some of it to be raw to add in at the end. So we're getting the best of both worlds there. So, and I really like how, I don't know if you can see, but in your bowl, how there's 4 quadrants, that's really good for separating out half of something. So if you ever need to set aside half, kind of just roughly get what's in 2 of the quarters and leave the other 2. It's rough, it doesn't matter. So now we're going to, so I'll set that aside to add in back at the end, but it's all nicely chopped, lots of cool colors in there. Just a note, when you're working with these ingredients, make sure if you're handling it to then wash your hands as usual, but like particularly turmeric can stain, and you don't want to rub your eyes after touching chili and everything like that. So I'm going to put my scales on because the next ingredient we want to add is a liter of water or bone broth. I'm using bone broth because I like to keep it in the freezer. It's really good to have through winter. If you'd like my bone broth recipe, let me know, I can send it to you. But bone broth, it's got lots of minerals in it to help strengthen your bones, your cartilage, your muscles, your skin, your blood. It's basically great for everything. It's got vitamins, amino acids, fatty acids. Bone broth is great. The flavor is also amazing. If you don't have it, as I said, you can just use water. We're going to be adding stock paste as well, and that I need a liter, and because I did not have a liter, I'm just going to add some extra water to get that up. And 2 tablespoons of chicken stock paste. If you don't have chicken stock paste, you can use like chicken powder, stock powder, or store-bought, or you can use, if you've got the Thermomix veggie stock paste, that is also fine. I like to have both pastes, both the veggie and the chicken, in my freezer at all times, because I find the flavor is very different of each of them, and they're both great. So, and it makes about this much. You can see I'm almost out, and it just stores in your freezer. It scoops soft because of all the salt in it. So yeah, it's fine to just keep in the freezer in your container. And so now we're just going to cook this for 10 minutes. And so cook 10 minutes, 100 degrees, just at a low speed. I'll choose one, and then we'll come back for the next step. So that has finished cooking, and we're going to add a few more ingredients now. Now, with this recipe, if you were adding in raw chicken, now would be the time. So I use chicken thigh diced in little bite-sized pieces, about 300 grams. It's rough, so you can add however much you want. I'm going to be adding cooked chicken later because I already had some shredded chicken in my fridge that I'm wanting to use up, so I'm not adding raw. But what we are adding now is a tin of either coconut cream or coconut milk. The original recipe said coconut milk, and I don't have any, so coconut cream is great. I'm still happy with that. Whatever you've got, it just has more of the coconut flesh sort of in cream versus milk. We're putting in 30 mils or 30 grams of lemon juice, and if you really love the lemon flavor, you could add a bit more. It's a soup, so it's all to taste. You can change and vary around all the ingredients. We're putting in 2 teaspoons of Rapadura sugar. If you don't have Rapadura, just raw sugar or brown sugar or whatever you've got is going to work. That's going to help add a bit of sweetness there. And 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. And so takes a second to get it out of the fish sauce bottle, and that's all that's going in at the moment. So we're going to cook this for another 10 minutes. So if you had the chicken in there, you'd want to put it on reverse. So reverse is where the blades are going anti-clockwise, using the blunt side of the blades. To put it on reverse, there's a little blade image in your speed circle. Whereas if you're on an older model, hopefully you know where your reverse button is. On the TM5, it's down here. There's a little arrow that would be down here that you push, and nope. Remembering TM5, it would be over here. There's a bar, and you'll see, but it looks like that when it's on reverse. So yes, we're going to set the time for 10 minutes. Whoops, went too far. 100 degrees. Reverse or not, doesn't matter because I don't have chicken in there. Speed 1. And after 10 minutes, we will come back. So this is about ready for the next step. The last step is just to cook for 2 minutes with my noodles and chicken. If you're not adding noodles, and if your chicken's already been in there because you used raw, your soup is done now, and you don't need this next step. So you would skip this, but also all I'm going to do is add my chicken that's shredded here that I already had in the fridge. I'm adding about 300 grams, I think it is. and I'm adding some noodles. So I'm using ramen. You can use, sometimes I use vermicelli, sometimes I use rice and noodle sticks, those ones. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And you don't have to add noodles, as I said, but it bulks it up a bit. My kids prefer it. Call it chicken noodle soup. Although this soup, often in our family, we call it sick girl soup, because when my daughters were younger and they were sick, they'd ask for this. I'm like, yes, I'll make, can you make me the sick girl soup? Yes, I'll make sick girl soup. And it was this recipe. This is stuck. There we go. I'm using ramen today because there was a packet already open. It comes in bunches of 3 and someone's already used one of them, so I'll use the other 2. Rather than opening a new packet of a different kind of noodle. So just get the noodles to be down in there, and then as it cooks they'll go down. If you had really long noodles, you can put the lid on, take your measure cup off, and have it have the noodles like through the hole in the lid, and they will cook there. So this time I definitely need it on reverse because of my chicken and noodles. And I'm setting the time for 2 minutes, 100 degrees on soft speed. Here we go, that's ready. So the next step, well, the final step is just to add in all those herbs that we chopped earlier, or herbs and spices and all the nice things. And also a big bunch of, or a big handful of coriander I like to put in as well. Actually, in Quirky Joe's original recipe, the coriander goes in with the ginger and the turmeric and everything at the very beginning of the recipe. I just like to add it in at the end because I like fresh herbs, even though I know she does half in and out. Oh, look, it's stuck in my hook. Now, when you're getting soup out of your Thermomix and into your thermo server, if that's what you are doing, because it's heavy and it's quite full, I like to grab from the bottom handle instead of the top of the handle. You know, sometimes you just grab it right here. I'm using my right hand because this is going to be heavy to grab from the bottom half of the handle. And then I will use my spatula to not splatter as much as it goes into the server. I am actually dripping a little bit. See, because I was trying to watch the screen instead of watching the Thermomix, but that's okay. I wouldn't be cooking nice things if I wasn't making a mess. Okay, and give it a little stir because often the noodles tend to hang around the blades. So stir all that around, and then I'll just get the rest of this. Still more noodles in the bowl, and that is the end of the recipe. All ready, and this is a really great soup to have at winter time. It's a delicious recipe. Everyone loves the flavor of it. It's super healthy to help fight infections or get ahead of them, and yeah, it's just yum. So enjoy. And there we have it. So yeah, you can see I'm a bit of a messy cook, which is funny. Yeah, and everyone in the family loves that. And my husband always asks for more, even though he's not a soup person. This is the soup that everyone loves. So yes, it is delicious. And yeah, some people were asking for the bone broth recipe in the chat. I will put it in the email tomorrow, so that you can all have a link to it. It's not a Thermomix recipe, and the reason for that is it cooks for so long. If you're doing it on the stove or a slow cooker, like it can even be a couple of days. I do it in a pressure cooker for I'm trying to remember how long I do it for, about 5 or 6 hours. So that's why it's not really suitable to do in the Thermomix. But there is a recipe for a chicken bone broth you can do in your Thermomix, because chicken bones are thinner. They cook, the stock of that cooks quicker than beef bones. Anyway, I can get into a whole thing about bone broth. But so yes, I will share that recipe with you tomorrow. So the next recipe I wanted to share with you is turmeric ginger lemon tea. And one thing I talk about in the video, well, in that last video, I was talking about the benefits of ginger and turmeric and bone broth, but I forgot to mention lemon. And the benefits of lemon are great too. It's antioxidant. It's good for your digestion and your metabolism, and it's also good for your skin. And apparently, it can prevent kidney stones, things like that. So, adding lemon, just simple lemon from the lemon tree, is really good as well. Okay, so I'm going to share this tea recipe, which is so delicious. I absolutely love this. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to show you how to make this beautiful tea. It's called turmeric, lemon, and ginger tea. It's great in winter time. It's healthy for you. It's got ginger and turmeric, and so you know all those antioxidants and anti-inflammatory, and good for fighting off infections, even especially before they come. But a whole host of other health benefits from ginger and turmeric. So I'll just get started. The first part of this recipe, we are making a paste, and this paste can go in your freezer in ice cube trays, or keep it in the fridge depending on how quickly you'll use it. And you can use this paste in soups and stews, or just to keep making more of this delicious tea. So the first thing is just putting in a whole heap of ginger and turmeric, and fresh peeled, and then we're adding in some coconut oil. I have the world's biggest tub of coconut oil. And we want 60 grams of that. So it was 50 grams each of the turmeric and the ginger. And then it's 60 grams of coconut oil. And then we're going to want, making sure I get enough coconut oil. That'll be good. Okay, so now we're adding in a teaspoon or two. It's up to you. I'm just doing one of pepper, black pepper. Now, pepper actually helps activate the great properties that are in turmeric. So if you're having turmeric for health reasons, especially to help fight off colds, flus, infections, a little bit of black pepper needs to be added to that. And that's it. So we're going to mix all this together. Speed 7 for 3 seconds. And then I would be, yes, the recipe does say to scrape it down and do it again, because all the great ingredients have gone to the side, as you can see in there, and we want to do that again. Now, this paste won't be as smooth as, say, if you've made the veggie stock paste or some of the other pastes, like the curry paste, where everything is totally smashed. This will still be a little bit chunky, but that is okay. That's what it's meant to be. So then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of water. And I will scrape that down again. Because we're going to blend it in again. So this time we are actually going to cook it first. Forgot about that. So it's been a while since I've made this one, probably since last winter. So we're cooking it for a few minutes, 5 minutes, and then if I press preview, we can see what happens next. So that's it, we're cooking it, and then we just transfer it to where you want it. If you want it finer or smoother after you've cooked it, you can blend it again. Yeah, I'll come back and show you the result. Okay, that has finished. So I'm just going to put that in this bowl to let it cool down before I put it in my, before I put it in my ice cube trays, and we're going to use some of it to go in this tea. So yeah, it smells very turmeric-y, and it is very yellow. You don't want to get this on your bench. Or if you do, it's fine, but wipe it off like straight away because it will stain for a few days otherwise. It's a beautiful, very neon yellow color. So there's our paste. Okay, so to make our tea, I am putting in half a lemon, flesh only. So I've just gone around taking the rind off, and I took the seeds out as well. And we're putting in a little piece of ginger, about 2.5 centimeters. I'm going to chop that together. I haven't bothered washing the bowl because obviously some paste in there is going to be okay. We chop that all together. So when the Thermomix is hot, it takes time to get up to the speed. So if that hasn't chopped it enough, you can press the back button and do it again. It didn't sound like it was going to be enough. So I am actually just going to, because I haven't allowed time for this to cool down, which well, we should have, but that's okay. So we'll just chop that again. And we're going to add water. You want 1 liter of water. And then some cinnamon. So it's a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm just gonna shake in whatever I think is good. And then maple syrup, 1 to 2 tablespoons to taste. So depending on how sweet you like it. It's up to you. Maybe I'll just do one and a bit. And I think that's everything. Oh, we got to put in some of the paste though. So 2 teaspoons of this paste. So as you can see, we will have a lot of spare, which is really good to have around to add into other different things or to just keep making more of this tea. So get one, and I'll get another little bit, and there's some already in there, so it'll be kind of strong. And if you like it to be a bit more lemony, you can do a full lemon instead of half a lemon. So just washing my hands. Now that's everything. And we're going to cook that for 3 minutes on Verona speed 2. It has asked for the simmer basket, which I thought I had next to me, but wasn't there. So yeah, just cooks for 3 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, so now that has finished. We're putting the measure cup in, or you could still keep using the simmer basket if you wanted to, but now we're cooking at 90 degrees for 10 minutes. So it doesn't matter either way which lid you use. So we'll show you when that's finished. So the last step in this is to strain it through. You could use whatever. I'm just using a strainer. It's beautiful tea, which I'm really excited to drink. I really feel like this right now. But yeah, as you can see, I was the wrong way. It's just some of the pieces of the lemon in there. And I'll strain that through. And so you can have this hot, obviously, as a tea, or cool it down, wait till it cools, add some ice cubes and maybe add some mint leaves, optional obviously, and have a nice iced tea. But I plan on just having it hot in my Thermomix keep cup, which I love, which you can get from the mix shop. So there's our tea. Okay, so that was our second recipe that I wanted to share with you tonight. And the other thing I wanted to show you is that for those who have cookie dough, that there are so many other great recipes that are healthy for you, like any time of the year, but especially now. So I'm just going to show you some ways to find recipes. Obviously, that typing in the name of the recipe you want to make works in Cookie but the other thing you can do is type in the name of an ingredient. So if you have something like, say you bought too much turmeric for these recipes and you want more things that have it, you could just type in the name of that ingredient. But you can also just type in like something like immune to bring up sort of immune boosting recipes, or another one I like is gut health. If you type in gut health, it brings up a whole heap of recipes that are particularly healthy. And there's another one because I just happen to know there's a collection called Eat Well, which is full of really healthy recipes that are also delicious. So that's a few little tips for you to find recipes. Another thing you can do, if you go into a recipe, just anyone that appeals to you, if you scroll to the bottom, there's tags. So if you find a recipe you love, then it might have a tag that will help you find other similar recipes. So for example, like healthy natural is sticking out to me right now, as is I just another healthy, and if you have dietary requirements like dairy free or you don't want sugar, those types of things. So if I tick on the healthy natural tag, now it's bringing up a whole heap of other recipes that I might like. But I don't know how the sticky toffee pudding snuck in there, but always happy for that anyway. So yeah, that's the other thing you can do with Cookie is use your search bar and use your tags to try and find other recipes. Also in the bottom of recipes, there's often alternative recipes that are similar. And you can also see which collection it's from. So that's another thing that is helpful. And then to organize your recipes, hopefully everyone knows this by now, but you can click the three dots next to a recipe and to organize it. So you can bookmark it, add to a collection. So you could have folders set up. These are some of my folders. You could have a meal plan. So you add it to your week and then choose which day you want to cook it. And then you can also add to your shopping list. So, and incidentally, I actually legit need to make more veggie stock paste. So I just saw that there. I'll add that for tomorrow. So yeah, when you go to your My Week and you can see the recipes in there and your shopping list, you can have all your shopping list ingredients for the week set out into categories, which makes it so easy while you're doing your shopping to just tick off as you add it to your trolley, or tick off if you've already got it at home. But as you're going down the aisles, all your similar items are together. But if you don't want to be the one doing the shopping, you can press this order ingredients button. Oh, this is great. I'm glad I've shown you this. You can only have 10 recipes at a time. So if I get rid of this, hopefully now, anyway, I probably need to refresh that. If you have more than 10 recipes or more than 100 items, that's when it starts to tell you you've got too many for this function to work. So I'm glad that that came out while you were all on, so I could show you that. And then if you don't like the brand they choose for you, just press swap and you can choose the brand that suits you for whatever reason, whether it's cheaper or healthier, or it doesn't matter. So that's just a really quick little thing about Cookie Doo. I also did want to let you know of a few promotions we have on at the moment. So speaking of Cookie Doo, it is a subscription-based recipe platform that talks to your Thermomix if you have a TM5 or a TM6. And normally it's $69 a year, but at the moment, just today, we started a promotion for anyone who hosts a cooking experience. You could get, if someone buys a Thermomix from within 14 days after your cooking experience, you could get a whole year's subscription free as one of your host rewards. Or as your host rewards. So if you're interested in getting Cookie Doo for free for a whole year, let your consultant know. Let us know, because it's very easy to just grab a couple of friends. It could be online, like what we're doing tonight, and each of you are on Zoom in your own homes and we do a little Thermomix demonstration. Or it could be in person in your home where everyone gets to be hands-on and play with the machine and eat the food. Either way, we also have other host rewards. If cookie dough isn't for you, we've got our thermo servers and our mats and our blade cover peeler, things like that. We also have at the moment, if you know anyone who's interested in purchasing a Thermomix, we actually have the option of choosing a black Thermomix or a white Thermomix. And this is until 10th of August. And they can also get a free glider board and a free $140 gift card for the mix shop. So they can go shopping and choose some accessories to go along with it. So it really is a fabulous time to be looking at a Thermomix. So if you know anyone, or if it's yourself wanting a second one, or to gift it, or if you haven't got one yet yourself, now really is a great time, because aside from all that, we even have 36 months interest free on, which makes it $18.84 per week. So super affordable. We find a lot of Thermomix customers purchase a Thermomix to save time, to be healthy, to make excellent food, to be more environmentally friendly, but also to save money. So if you can, if you want more info on how you can save money by having a Thermomix, I'd love to help you with that. And that way you can make the cost of your Thermomix cost neutral and let it pay for itself, and then save you money. It really works. So, and then the other thing to let you know is we're always looking for people to help us share the Thermomix into the community. We love it so much and we just want everyone to know about it. I think everyone should see the Thermomix. Honestly, it's changed my life. I've had one for 14 years now, and I think everyone needs to see it. Whether they buy it or not, doesn't matter. But I love sharing it with people. So if you think you want to help share it with the community as well, you can become a consultant. It's you can either earn a Thermomix by becoming a consultant, or you can just earn commission money. It's great flexible hours and it's fun. So if it's something you're interested in, please let us know. So actually, I'm just going to launch a poll. So if you want info on that, you can answer in there, and then I can get you some information. Just because getting the information is quick and easy, and then you can decide if it's for you or not. You never know. And then the other thing I wanted to, oh no, that's fine. I'll wait till this is done. Okay, I'll end that now. And then the other thing is, if you're interested in sharing the Thermomix, oh, that's what I was going to say. Sorry. If you know anyone who's interested in having a look, sorry, messages are popping up on my screen. If you know anyone who's interested in purchasing a Thermomix, or if you yourself are, please answer the poll that's on your screen now, and I can get you information about all the different payment options we have and the delivery choices and all of that information. But if you're interested in hosting it, or if you have someone who wants to see the Thermomix and you're interested in a host reward, another option is to invite them along to one of these public cooking classes like tonight. So you could be a host on here tonight and have guests along with you. So yeah, so that's really the end of our cooking class tonight. I wanted to be so fast getting you these winter wellness recipes, and so mission accomplished. So I'm going to end the recording now. If anyone has any questions, feel free to come off chat and ask me. I'm here to help and support any way I can.